Join in and help out Brody Sim, who was seriously injured in a sprint car accident this year. The fundraiser will feature 305 sprint cars and pro late models. Register now for one class for only $10 or both classes for $15 until August 15th. After August 15th, it'll be $15 for one and $20 for both. All drivers are guaranteed 2 to 4 races between August 17th and August 23rd. Don't miss the opportunity to help out Brody Sim in his road to recovery. 100% of the proceeds will go to Brody Sim through the Steve King Foundation. The Brody Sim Never Give Up fundraiser is presented by Can-Am Racing Team, Gambler Motorsports, Sim Seats, Maurer Farm Management, Epsilon Sprint Wraps, VMR Wraps, and PMD Wraps. For more information, check out www.c2crl.com. Help Brody Sim never give up and sign up today.
All right, welcome race fans, dirt fans. I tell you tonight, normally we have the hometown heroes here on Wednesday night, but tonight is something very special. It is a charity event. It's called Never Give Up 22. Go to c2crl.com for all the information on what's going to happen here tonight. We had the Brody Sims race. It started last night. Awesome event with the 305s, super late models afterwards. Same thing here tonight. It's going to be a good event. Learner's Wheel, still same track as we normally used to see, so still that treacherous no wall, can go flying off the side of the track. But the biggest thing, as you saw in the video that we played before the broadcast, Brody Sims, and that's going to be our main focus here tonight. Definitely want to give a shout out to the multitude. You see the sponsor scrolling across the screen down there. Definitely give a shout out to all those. Just it's a massive amount of them. But tonight, it's interesting. I'm gonna read a little bit here about who Brody Sims was, the Coast2Coast Racing League. They're gonna do. It's a charity race. We're partnered up with the Stephen King Foundation, and it's called the Never Give Up. It's racing for Brody Sims. It goes from August 17th to the 23rd. So this will not end until the 23rd, folks. So definitely, pay attention. We got tomorrow night, and then we got Monday coming up. So all proceeds go to the 16-year-old. He was a 305 sprint driver, Brody Sims, through the Steve King Foundation. I'm going to get a little bit about who Brody Sims is here. And I'm going to read off what, basically, like I said, you can go to c2crl.com, check out more information. But Brody Sims, he's a fighter. He's overcome so many major challenges in life, including 2 bouts of cancer, and that right there alone is just an awesome tribute, just how much fight this kid has in him. And on May 31st, Brody was in a 305 sprint race and was involved in a terrible accident, which is, we all see it every day, week in and week out, part of racing, and it's an unfortunate part of it. It can happen, and left him significantly with a brain trauma. That right there is something I know it's broke his pelvis and his vertebrae. So a major crash nonetheless, and I know with all the safety advantages or all the safety tech that they have nowadays, still, drivers to this day, we know the sport is dangerous. The risk as a driver getting in. We know up here in the broadcast booth and as viewers out there watching it, it's they try to make it safe, but still high speeds and high things. It's just unfortunate. The good thing is, he lived through it, and he's trying to recover. So it is a hope that he can make a full recovery over the next year to year and a half, but faces some significant therapy, which that's the part of going through a traumatic thing like he is. So definitely we're hoping that he is able to. I mean, already battled through 2 bouts of cancer in his life. He fought through that. That is awesome. I can't say enough. The thing I hate is being as young as he is, life just starting. That's the sad part of it. But definitely he's got that health, got that strength. The Sims family is very appreciative of the continued support and the racing community. We definitely, man, want to give a shout out to them. I know probably some of them are going to be watching, and definitely going to be a good event here tonight for the Brody Sims. Check out the Brody Sims story on the Pit Stop podcast. His dad, Ed, hope his dads out there watching. I love the family members that do. And Brody joined our league 3 days before the accident, but hasn't been an opportunity to race with us, and that's just unfortunate. But there is, I want to touch on something here that's not in this article real quick, because that right there, just in that line there, it is interesting, because I have seen guys with disabilities who have been hurt, et cetera, et cetera. There's a multitude of things that even if Brody's maybe not 100% able to come back, maybe if he unfortunately never steps foot into another real car, sim racing, definitely here, iRacing, can give him that feel. And there's a multitude of sim equipment out there that can help him do that, and help guys like it. I know guys who can't walk. Some guys have problems with their hands or arms or something. And there's a multitude of things out there that the equipment that can be used and bought and set up that will allow him to still live out a dream on the virtual world, because definitely there is opportunities here on the iRacing platform. So just by what he's saying there, coming to joining the league, wanting to race, that hope is not gone, and that's just something we hope he fully recovers from. Well, John, I know you're racing the race here tonight, and you race them here a lot. It's going to be interesting to see Lernersville. I mean, we know all about this track. It is a tough one, got no walls, but it's going to be a good charity event tonight.
Yeah, it is, and hopefully we can duplicate what happened last night. Last night we only had one caution in this for these 305s, and granted it was a different track. It was, we were at Knoxville last night, and I do think we're gonna have put on a good show, because the 305s we've been running them weekly here, and every week we seem to put on a good show. Lots of 3 wide, not even, just 2 wide, but 3 and 4 wide here. So I look forward to mixing it up with these guys here tonight. I'll be on track, and I can tell you this is such a great event. I know that we've already sold quite a few t-shirts, and I want to encourage anybody out there listening. Brody and his family have been through a heck of a lot. Yes, we all know the risk when we get in those cars and everything else, but we're also a community, and whether you're a sim racer, or you're out at the track with your open trailer, or you pull into the track with a complete toter, we're all a family. And I would encourage everybody to you can be a part of this, even if you're not driving. If you want to donate, we have that available on our website. You can go to c2crl.com. There should be a pop-up that comes up. If not, hit the menu button and you'll see Never Give Up 22. And you can buy a t-shirt, you can donate, if you want to donate, anything is helpful, whether it be $1, $5, $50, it doesn't matter. We can all help this young man and his family out. We also have t-shirts. I bought a t-shirt. I was wearing it last night, only one caution, got a little hot and sweaty, so I'm definitely not putting that back on again, but it's a very sharp t-shirt. You can go out there and buy that, and all the proceeds go to Brody and his family, and you get a cool souvenir you can wear out to your local track and whatnot. So what a great event. I'm looking forward to it tonight. Absolutely.
And like I say, if you scroll on down, you was talking about there, they got awesome shirts. It's got all the sponsors on it. Never Give Up. The Steve King Foundation, we did something last week as we're getting pointed over here to qualifying right fast. So I know John's going to get on the track there and try to throw his qualifying session down. But at the Steve King Foundation, they're a nonprofit, tax deductible, 501c3 charitable organization that established the purpose of helping dirt track racing community. And the foundation was established after the death of Steve King himself. Not only do they provide to actually race car drivers, they do pit crews, race officials, track operators, personnel or the immediate families of those individuals who works in dirt track racing. So, seriously ill, injured, or even killed on the track, unfortunately. And like I said, it's just a dangerous sport. It's qualifying, though. Here we go. Huge racing tonight. This is what we came to see. These guys in these 305 machines out here around Lernersville. As looks like Andy Patton right now puts it up. Never mind. That's going to flip a little bit. As we'll go on board here with that cruiseshopfw.com machine. Looks like he lays down third place for the moment at a 14:62 quick time. That's John Hine out there. Looks like Dan McLaren, though, with a 14:57. Pretty close field so far with Bill Richardson sitting in second with a 14:59. Well, there's Tom Taylor. Blast up into the third place spot. Run by him at a 14:60. So, how's the track feeling, John?
Well, I'm tooling around here, and that's nice during qualifying. This top through 3 and 4 had all kinds of grip, not any real danger of going over. But, just for the folks that don't normally tune in for us on Wednesday nights, this is a track. As you notice, I'm going down the backstretch, no wall. You get around to 3 and 4 here, no wall. And these are big trouble spots. As you come around, this all narrows up here quick. There's a bump right here that drivers can hit, can upset them, and you go over this access wall, and it's a long way down. You go down, game over for whatever race you're in. And you also can run into a problem. We've seen this a lot here lately, Joe, where guys are coming out of this corner here too, and getting a couple tires up over this huge hump down the back straightaway. I mean, I'm straddling it right now, and it tilts the car completely to the other way, and it almost turtles me on it. So, it's a huge thing. And then when you do that, the guys go off the back here. But right here is where we really see a lot of problems. Guys will go over here, and instead of that long runoff area, there's a wall down here. And, you get down here and get into the wall. Yeah, there's no recovery from here. And, you can even hit these. And I don't know why they put these nice little rubber things. I guess they like, the video game aspect, to throw them back out on the track so people can dodge them. Yeah, which is a good thing. I joke. I mean, it's there. They scan these things so they're there. But when you hit them, you usually end back out in the track. So, there's a lot of different places. And the important thing about this track is you can only take what it's going to give you. If you try to get more on this track, especially as things get worn in, this track will bite you. It doesn't matter your skill level. Some of our best drivers I've watched go over. I've watched them make mistakes. This is a very technical track, and you need some skill to get around it, and it takes a little bit of patience. But in the same token, you got to be a little aggressive. Which patiently aggressive seems like a silly thing to say, but you really need that here.
Oh yeah, and I've said it a million times. That sense of urgency, but like you said, patience. And that's the biggest key between, I think, drivers being able to excel through the field and some drivers getting themselves in a position they don't like. As getting set here, qualifying comes to an end. Dan McLaren's going to be the man putting it on pole here tonight for the Brody Sims Never Give Up charity race. Folks, I hope y'all enjoy this tonight. It's going to be a good one. I'm kind of excited here with 305s. And if you're out there, if you definitely are watching, we're live tonight on the Coast2Coast Racing Network on YouTube and OSR Network on Facebook. Hit those likes and shares out there. I know the league will definitely appreciate it. Always, we're getting set. Green flag racing here. I know they're gonna have a little bit of maybe a little driver's beating. What's up, Justin? How you doing? See, Justin right now is 9th on the starting grid, 1472, and boy, I tell you what, it's from 8th, 9th, and 10th, all were 1472s. So they were separated by thousandths of a second. And then you've got Templeton with a 73, and etc. So very close field tonight.
Yeah, and those guys will have a nice invert. They'll get to probably start their heat races up front, and that'll be an advantage here. I know looks like I've drawn heat number 2 and that dreaded position number 3. Here that third place is just one of the worst to start. I would almost rather start in 6th than 3rd. But again, same format as we do every week here. Top 4. will go to the main show. Everybody else will go to a B. And looking at the list here, I don't think there'll be a C unless iRacing does something quirky. Haven't counted down and see.
Never know.
I'm almost thinking that everybody should make it. If not, maybe one guy, maybe two might go home. So, but nonetheless, I'm sure it's going to be a really competitive field. It always is here. These cars, without that massive power, really keeps. I mean, it's plate racing on dirt is really what it is with these cars.
And we talk about that week in and week out. Normally the Wednesday night being a hometown heroes tonight, and this week being the Never Give Up Brody Sims charity event here. We got Joe Halter out front. That's the Icon Sim sportsman himself. Aiden Young starting the second. Tom Taylor in third. Dan McLaren sitting in fourth. Jeffrey Barker starting fifth. Donald Dory sixth. Jeffrey Kemper in seventh. Charlie Bragg in eighth place. And then Brad Wright rounds out the ninth place. And like you just said, top four goes straight to the feature. The rest are going to have to run the consolations tonight. Here we go. Green flag's about to fly. Pace truck with the lights off. Good paint jobs out here tonight. And representation for our charity race that is going on all week. It started last night on the Coast2Coast Racing Network and Coast2Coast Racing League too. Cool Rays, that is. Got to give a shout out to Andy Piercefield and company. Here we go. Pace trucks in. Make that slow march around turn 3 and 4.
Green flag, green flag.
In just a little bit. Sometimes they can go early. Green flag. We're racing.
Yeah, they are 2x2 going into turn 1, but real quickly 3 wide, and we got one over the edge.
Aiden going.
Like Aiden. Yeah.
You said it right there when you went around the track, and that's just how dangerous it is in this place. Never know. Boom, right over the top. Joe Halter taking a good lead. Battle's on for second. Tom Taylor, Dan McLaren, they're going to go duking it out door to door, side by side, that is. And Jeffrey Barker hanging on to that final transfer spot.
Now, a good thing for Aiden, he did qualify last night, so nothing ventured, nothing gained here. And, you know, maybe he just got it out of his way and he'll be a terror the rest of the night. We'll have to keep our eye on him.
Hopefully so. I mean, Barker right now trying to hold on to that fourth place. Got Dory behind him. He's got his hands full with Kemper. Kemper's trying to tear up the tail tank. Everybody's kind of single file, nose to tail, except for this 5th and 6th place. Those two are just at each other. And Brad Wright off the track. Ouch. Went over the top.
Yeah, really easy to do, especially here early on because you're carrying so much speed with all the grip. Yeah, you're carrying a whole lot of speed. These guys just got off the track. I know they qualified, but, you know, 5 minutes before that, they were practicing on a really slick track. So there's a little adjustment you got to make.
Yeah, it is, and you still see this battle's on 5th and 6th. That's Kemper and Dory, those two. And, oh, there goes Dory off the track. We were just talking about him battling it out.
3.
Yep, Barker still in that 4th and final transfer spot. The top 4 all single file, nose the tank there on the track. Pretty much spread out throughout the field. You see it looks like, I think Dory's trying to get back on the track, but he's got to wait.
Yeah, you know, at Chili Bowl this year, they had a flip ticker. I'm thinking we need to somehow figure out how to get a run off the back, go over the edge ticker for this place.
Yeah. Well, that's why I've got this little thing over here that tells me Donald Dory crashed. So I'm able to see it, and I'm able to see him go off the board. The heat races, obviously, we don't have that luxury of cautions come out, but heat race 1, Joe Halter puts it into victory here, and Jeffrey Barker's going to hang on to that final transfer spot. Heat race 2. Here tonight, Brody Sims Never Give Up charity. We got Templeton out front in this one. Connor Ross in second. John Hines going to race this one. He got the 3rd place starting spot. Nicholas Vickery in the 4th. DJ Boydell going to be in the 5th place. Terry Landis 6th. We got Stephen Bixler there in 7th. Gary Taylor 8th. And John Rayner 9th place as we're getting set here. So John's going to be in the cat seat tonight here in 3rd place. See if he can't punch his ticket the easy route into the feature and doesn't have to run that consolation later on. Real quick, what's your strategy maybe to stay in that top 4, John?
After watching that first one, I think everybody in this heat race, their strategy would be keep it on the track. Now I've got surrounded here by some tough guys here. You've got Vickery, who was last season's champion. You know, Connor's no slouch. You know, Templeton's up here. But I want to draw attention to Nick's. I can't see him under my wing, but I think I caught. He has got a special paint scheme, and you'll see some other guys that'll have a very similar That is Brody's paint scheme.
All
So
black?
he's doing a
What
well,
is
and he's
showing
got
us?
the
Oh,
stripe.
all black. Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah,
got a stripe on it. Okay.
yeah, and then if you
Pink
look, I
stripe.
don't know if on the top it might have 22 on the top of the wing. But he's running a tribute. So a really cool
Okay.
thing, you'll see a few of our guys all have something very, very similar, and that's what that deal is there. Another way to salute this young man and just say, hey, we're thinking about you and wish you a speedy recovery.
Well, I was making sure I had the right one. I mean, I'm showing all black, and on the wing
Yep,
side is showing a white and pink type stripe, and
yep.
around the numbers and all. And we'll get a shot when he goes sideways into the turns of kind of what's on the top of the wing. Can't see it here because the side of the wing's covering it up, but. When he starts going a little bit of sideways, we go green. Here we go. Pace trucks in. Guys are going to work. Connor Ross and company up front. Green flag flies. Excuse me, folks. Heat race number 2 underway. As you got Templeton gets out front. Not so long. Here comes Connor to the outside. They're battling 3 wide for the fourth place spot. Hine goes down low. You got Templeton in the middle. Landis is right there with him. Landis hanging on to that. Actually, he's in the 5th place spot. Hine is hanging on to the 4th place right now, the final transfer. So that's 2 heavy hitter names wanting that spot. So I know John is going to try to maybe see if he can't get rid of around Templeton to give himself a little bit of breathing room. Meanwhile, you got Gary Taylor tearing up the back end of Landis. Everybody single file for the moment. Nicholas Vickery up here seeing what he can do. Maybe we can get a good shot. And yeah, as he goes sideways there, you can get a little bit more of a view of what we're talking about on top of that wing. Kind of see it there, folks. Maybe if he goes a little bit. Yeah, but a good little paint job, like it's a tribute to Brody Sims. And again, tonight is a charity never give up. John makes a good slide job move for 3rd place over Templeton. So puts Templeton back there. Now he's got to contest with Landis, who loves that low line, but just doesn't have the grip. Excuse me, folks. A little choked up tonight. I'm getting excited about the charity event myself. So you got Landis still trying to get on Templeton. You got Vickery and Ross up front. Oh, look here. Go Templeton says, you know what? Mine, you had it. Mine looks good. Yours look good. I look a little better on the slide job. He made that thing complete, but just saw what kind of momentum he lost by doing it. John throws it into the turn. Crisscross move on the inside. Templeton. Again, this is good dirt track racing. The problem is that it holds the door open for Landis. They almost made contact one more time out of turn 3 and 4. It's a drag race. And John's going to get it off the turn. He's going to take 3rd place away from Templeton. What a race. Templeton hangs on to 4th. Connor Ross is the man who puts it in victory lane for the heat race number 2. What a heat race that was. As we go to heat race 3, Nathan Aldridge out front. Justin Six going to start in 2nd. Andy Patton in 3rd. Billy Richardson in 4th. We got Kirk Schatzer in 5th. Roger Craig in 6th. Craig Vault 7th. And Steve Moyer, I said that right, in 8th place. So that was a good one there at the end there, John.
Yeah, you like that?
I like that. That was I thought their Mitch was just battling for hanging on to 4th, but you was able to take 3rd.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's a little too exciting for me for a heat race. But that I held it wide open there on the top, man, and she rotated and did what I was hoping it would do. I almost threw it away. I jumped the cushion there coming out, and I was able to lift and keep it off that wall, and that's when he was able to get me back. And from there on, and it was a nice little battle there. But hey, we got another heat race. Hopefully these guys can give us the same kind of entertainment here. We got a lot of really good guys here. Billy Richardson's been fast all night, but Justin's in here. Justin's sick in that 15. Andy Patton's in here. So I expect this one to be a barn burner too. And if you look at Roger's car, Roger is an exact replica of Brody's car. Nick has his, and it's the same paint scheme, but it's got kind of Nick's colors with the pink. But Roger's car is exactly as Brody's is. So another car,
kind of grayish. Nick's was like grayish. Black, and this one is more gray.
Yeah, but they're all the same. And like I said, everybody just kind of our way of saying, hey, if you're watching out there, we're thinking about you, we're rooting for you. And anybody who's watching, go get those T-shirts. Like I said, not G-Force. I finally did it. C2CRL.com and pick up a T-shirt and wear it around and all that kind of stuff. Because like I said, it all goes to a great cause and a great family.
Yeah, absolutely. A good charity event tonight. Go check it out, c2crl.com out there for all the information on the Never Give Up. Brody Sims as Pace Trucks in. Heat race number 3 about to be underway. Nathan Aldridge, Justin Sick out front in this one. Remember again, top 4 go straight to the feature. Got Andy Patton and Richardson. Green flag, they're already stacking it up 3 wide, turn 1 for the top spot. They're going to settle that one, and they do as they come out of it 2 wide. Put Sick out front, Aldridge in second, Patton in third. Here comes Craig with it's usually a 747, but he's up to 4th place right now.
Yeah, these guys are trying to figure out here. The top was definitely for that last heat race. The top is really where you wanted to run at. But, to pass somebody, you got to, go down and slide up, which is really tough when they're all nosed up. Whoa, big
contact, 3rd place. That's going to put Craig into 3rd place. That's Billy Richardson and Andy Patton, who was sitting in a 3rd and 4th place spot. And just like that, Schatzer and Craig are sitting in those final transfer spots going, hey, we'll take it. We love it. I mean, Craig was there, but just like we've seen it all season long, guys get together and start racing hard. And you see it here with Schatzer and Craig. I mean, they need to think about it because Schatzer got close to Craig there. If they get into each other, I could put Moyer in there.
Yeah, and that incident was just a guy, Andy got loose, had to catch the car. And, when you're on top of each other, you don't have the room to catch a car like that. So, as these laps are winding down, you're in a transfer spot. You got to think that risk and reward and
car in the middle of the track. I don't know if you saw that right there. Aldridge had to adjust. He came out of turn 4, and there's a car upside down.
Yeah, he jumped the one that was upside down, jumped the cushion and smacked that wall that I showed you guys earlier. That's right over, threw him back out on the track.
Now, I got to give it, I do like Nathan Aldridge's paint job. I know we was talking about paint jobs, but he's got Jack Daniels all over that car. That is slick. Whoever painted that, I mean the way it's painted and all, it just looks good. Got a lot of graphics to it and stuff. But white flag, Justin Sick is the man out front in this one out of turn 3 and 4. Aldridge is not going to get there for second, but Roger Craig and Kurt Schatzer is going to keep up with 3rd and 4th here for the final transfer. And just like that, heat race 3 is in the books with the Brody Sims Never Give Up tonight. Good run. Well, that puts us in B main.
Yeah, it looks like the B main as of right now.
Is it C?
No, B main. We're going to take 12.
Mine don't tell me. That's why I'd have to look at the ticker out there for some reason. But all right, so I'm going to take 12. So 2 guys, unfortunately, are going home tonight.
Yep.
We've got Jeffrey Kemper out front. Terry Landa starting in second. You got Steve Moyer there in third. Charlie Bragg sitting in fourth. Stephen Bixler fifth. Andy Patton sixth. Aiden Young in seventh. G.J. Boydell eighth. Greg Vaught ninth. Brad Wright starting 10th. John Rayner Jr. 11th. Billy Richardson now, he's in that final transfer spot at 12th. And so Donald Dory in 13th and Gary Taylor in 14th. They're the 2 outside looking in. They're 2 right. I would definitely want to get in. But just like we saw in the last heat race, anything can happen up front. These guys get up there battling, beating and banging. Just because you might be up in first or middle of the pack and 5th or 4th doesn't mean you're safe.
No, it doesn't. One guy, all it does is take one guy to go over, and you make it. And we've seen guys go over on both ends of the track here. So definitely, and that slick I can see sitting here over in turns 3 and 4, that slick is moved up. So it means you don't got a whole lot of room up there to operate. So we'll see how this goes moving forward.
It'll be a good one. B-Main time here tonight, folks. Never give up. Brody Sims race. Definitely check out c2crl.com. We got something special when we're transferring to different races. We're going to have a little bit of kind of a mini podcast. Roger Craig's going to jump up here, and him and John's going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the league, what's going on with the charity event, and so definitely stay tuned for that. We're going to have that kind of in between when we're transferring between race to race, because we still got pro late models coming up. The 305s aren't the only thing tonight. It's green flags about to fly. Here we go. Pace trucks in, greens out. You see Kemper take off. They're going to stack maybe side by side, but they're 2x2 all the way back. And already contacting that back. About 10th place spot. And you see 2 guys around. Gary Taylor And Donald Dory puts G.J. Boydell in the final transfer spot. Wow.
Yep, and those guys are far enough back now, they're going to have to hope that somebody else has a problem. Looks like Dory's just going to call it a night. So right now, Gary is the only one out on the outside looking in. But this track, she's a tough old girl, and she'll bite any one of these guys in front of him, and he might sneak in there yet.
Keep racing like they're racing here around about the 6th and 7th place spot. We're riding along with Andy Patton. He just saw what transpired in front of him with Aiden Young, Stephen Bixler, and Richardson. Those guys almost went over the top side cushion. They are up there putting slide jobs on each other. Definitely not giving up. Battling and beating them, a little bit of touching going on the track. Gotta love it. I like it. It's almost like short track racing.
Yeah, almost like they don't realize that they're locked in the show here.
And sometimes you get tunnel vision. Let's say it like that. You just don't realize, you get so focused on where you're at in the race and you want to get that next position, that things like that right there can happen. Stephen Bixler.
Yep.
Braggs just kind of went sideways, got right in front of him. It could have been more disastrous than what it was. Put him 3 wide behind him. So you just never know. You get so concentrated on where you're at on the track, you forget about, hey, maybe I need to think about staying in the show.
Yeah, well, and you've heard me talk about it before. Drivers are just greedy anyway. I'm no different. I'm guilty of that. You see the guy in front of you, and you're just wired, I got to pass this guy. So, I sit here and I preach that. And I try to do it most of the times, have that situational awareness in the seat, but yeah, sometimes if it just gets intense, you get that tunnel vision, all that goes out the window.
Impressive. I got to give Vault. He ran down Taylor and is now battling for that final transfer spot.
Yeah, and that'll make a difference. And, it's not ever over, though, to the last lap. So
nope, and we're on the last lap, so and those two are battling. We'll stay with it because up front you got Terry Landis leading. So can Vault maybe make a last-ditch effort out of the final turns? It looks like Taylor's far enough ahead going into 3 and 4. We're going to see. I think Taylor's going to hang on to it.
Yep. Nice recovery.
Yes, it was. And unfortunately, Craig Vault, Donald Dory going home for tonight. So puts us into a little bit of warm-up. Folks, we'll get a word from some of the great sponsors here. We'll be right back after this.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Cool-Ray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
GeForce TV delivers the excitement of short track racing to places it has never seen before. With dynamic production elements and state-of-the-art technology, GeForce TV proves what the racing community already knew. Race fans are plentiful and they are hungry for excitement. Last year, GeForce TV streamed over 250,000 hours of intense racing action for fans all around the world. Nearly 750,000 fans viewed our streams and on-demand videos. By the end of the racing season, our subscriptions rose more than 400%. What does all this mean for you and your business? Motorsports marketing in Canada has never produced such amazing and measurable results. Cashing in on the benefit of motorsports marketing is easier than it's ever been. Work with a team, work with a speedway, work with a series, or join the excitement directly with us at GeForce TV. We are excited to see you all back at the races. But until then, see it all on GeForce TV. Subscribe today for free at GeForceTV.net.
All right, welcome back here, dirt fans. Here we go. Feature time tonight. Never Give Up. Brody Sims charity event for the Cool Rays Coast2Coast Racing League here. And Joe Halter out front. Justin Sick going to start there in second with Connor Ross in third. Nicholas Vickery fourth. Dan McLaren sitting in fifth. Nathan Aldridge sixth. Tom Taylor seventh. John Hine in eighth. Roger Craig ninth. Brandon Templeton in 10th. Got, looks like 24 bad fast machines out here.
Yeah, one of the guys to watch is going to be Connor. I think he won practice that we just had there, so he was the fastest cat in these conditions, so he's got a real good starting spot.
Absolutely. You got a little work to come through from 8 there, so just be a little, like you said, you always got that word, be patient, but definitely got to be fast as we're getting set to go. Green flag, pace trucks in. Joe Halter, icon, SimSport man himself out front. Out of turn 4, the green flag flies. Here we go, 2 by 2 by 2. And Ross says, I want that lead. He already jumps out front of Halter, but Halter tries to fire back on the inside. The battle's on around about the 5th place spot. That's Vickery, Aldridge, Sick, and company. You got Hine right there on the top side trying to see what he can get done. And the crew shot machine, and unfortunately Andy Patton in the back off the pace over the top. He is going to have to wait a little bit here to get back on the track. And he gets back on the track before he gets over to that yellow line and stops. And there he goes. Caution. We actually keep going. Back up front, Connor Ross still leading this with Joe Halter in second, but behind him you've got Nathan Aldridge, Dan McLaren. Here comes Hine to the high side. He's got it rolling, putting a slider moves on him, but down low here comes Aldridge is trying. He's all jacked up on some Jack Daniels. Hope he's not driving like he's on Jack Daniels out there. So far looking pretty straight. In the meantime, look at John. He's tearing up the tail tank of the back end of old Joe Halter. Halter's down low for some reason. I don't know why. Everybody should stay up high. I know it's a risk versus reward to be up there at this track because there's no wall to lean on. Got all cushion. See John definitely been able to run that top lip very well. Connor Ross out front walking away. McLaren in second. Behind them, they're 3 wide stacked up. Justin Sick, Aldridge, Vickery. Those guys are putting in sliders with each other as we got laps winding down here tonight. Tom Taylor up to 7th. Aldridge also falling back. Barker in 9th. You go a little bit further on back. Oh, Roger Craig, I was about to say he was doing good, but boy, he got shuffled off the top end of the track. And then he comes jumping back on the track, and he's able to get going again. Yellow flag out. I can watch it on the Malcolm Mills replay and see. We saw it live, but find out how in the world iRacing decided that was a caution. He went way off the track. He jumped the cushion and went off the track. Then he came back on, but he still was going, so sometimes iRacing is funky. Race car sometimes throws them, or flagman throws them, sometimes they don't. But John, you coming through the field, you got a bad, fast car. How's it feeling?
Feels really good. I wish that caution hadn't come out. I had just passed McLaren for second, so I got to re-rack it and go back to work here. So, but you know, the top is there, and it looked like the pass that I made was actually down through the middle, so you know, to the bottom. So it's starting to kind of get that multi-groove. So, you know, guys have options here, and it's just going to be that risk reward. You know, you want to be up top, you want to be on the bottom. I think the bottom, you know, for the guys that can do that, your Terry Landises of the world, they're going to make hay down there. There's enough grip down there to really make it work. So this rest of this heat, this feature should be pretty good, I think. A lot of racing back through the pack, I'm sure. And we'll just we got 30 laps here. We're used to watching these cars go 20 on our hometown heroes, but we got 30 here tonight, so we're only 8 in. We got a long way to go.
Yeah, and you talk about Landis, he's back in 14th, so he's got a little work to get done to come to the front. Definitely got enough time to do it if everything plays out right for him as the lights off on the pace truck going single file. I always say the leader loves this because he doesn't have to fight or contest with anybody on his inside or outside. Take his own pace. The green flag goes, he gets to get a jump out there. Ross had a good lead before. And here goes, Hines going to work on the back in McLaren, but nonetheless, Halter says, I want to try that low line, see if I can't get a slide job up underneath O'Hine and that cruise shot machine. But behind him, you got Vickery tearing up the back end of Tail Tank. They always thought about 3 wide for the moment. Didn't get it done. You still see it, though. They're stacked here. You got McLaren, Hine, Halter down low, Vickery behind them. Tom Taylor's in the mix. Justin Sick, 3 wide back here with Barker, Aldridge. The top 4 or 5 guys kind of single file. Halter's now, yeah, he goes single file too. So your top 4, well, as I say that, here comes Hine. He's going to look and peek to the inside to see if he might get McLaren off his game a little bit. So far, McLaren is holding up the top end. And wow, that is close-quartered racing. We're on board here with Hine. That is about as close as you can get without getting in the driver's seat with the other driver. He was right there all over the back end of the tail tank of McLaren, still riding along here with him. McLaren is doing everything he can to fight off hard-charging cruise shot machine behind him. Little contact, though. And if you ever see a bump and run on the dirt, there you go. That was a textbook bump and run on the dirt track. I never seen anybody pull it off really well, but John Hine just pulled off a beautiful one on McLaren and was able to get around him. Got him up out of the groove a little bit. In the meantime, though, Connor Ross is the man that's long gone. He has got this place figured out, but many times we've seen leaders get up there. They want to try to get more. John has definitely explained this. They try to get more at this track, but this track is only going to give you so much. If he tries to take it, well, guess what? But it looks like Ross up front, we see him. He's coming down off that top lane. He understands, I'm out here right now. I can give up a little bit of time. I can give up a little bit of position before I have to get back up out of that top and start running it lap after lap. So definitely taking care of that lead. We go back here to the 3rd, 4th place spot. McLaren, my bad. McLaren down low with Vickery up high. Vickery, he has got that thing all kind of sideways. It is loose as a goose up top, running that topside cushion. Then Tom Taylor back in the 5th. You got Aldridge behind him, Justin Sick and Schatzer. They're going side by side now. They get it straightened out. You got Aiden Young, Kemper. They're going side by side, neck and neck, seeing who's going to get the better slide job of each other. That's the 181 machine of Kemper down low. Aiden right behind him. In the meantime, you got Templeton trying to breathe down their back end. Not quite close enough, but you still see Aiden Young. You start seeing the dust fly, folks, here tonight. Again, we got this Never Give Up charity race here for Brody Sims. Go check out c2crl.com for all your info. Go back about the 14th place spot because you got Landis still trying to get something going. He has just not been able to get through the field. Stuck back in the 14th place spot. Yellow flag out. Looks like Jeffrey Barker off the track. Go back on the Malcolm Mills replay. See what happened to Barker. Oh, him and another machine just contacted, lock wheels. Barker took the bad end of the stick there. Got shot off the track down into the grass.
Yeah, and he came back on the track. He came back on the track.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he
got hit.
Yeah, I think he damaged me. So that's
was that you that hit?
Yeah. Yeah, he came out and
I didn't know that was you or not. Wow, okay. And it's just, I guess, situational awareness and product of wrong place, wrong time, unfortunately, on your end there, product of wrong place, wrong time, situational awareness on his end. But yeah, and things happen so quick. We talk about it on dirt a lot. Things happen so fast on dirt that when you can't stop on folks. The reference between asphalt and dirt. Now, in racing in general, stopping a race car doesn't stop on a dime. I'm sorry, I don't care what technological advancements they got or how sophisticated they are or how big of brakes they got. They just don't stop on a dime, no matter where you are. But on dirt, it's almost like trying to stop on ice or water. Asphalt will stop a little bit quicker, but again, even on that, it's definitely tough. But yeah, dirt is just, you get into almost impossible realms there. As we go back green, and Ross just gets those huge jumps out front. But here Hines up in second. You got McLaren sitting in the third, Victory along with him. We'll see though if the damage maybe affects Hines up here. Right now, he's not showing no ill effects. The car looks pretty good. Old Victory though is trying to tear up that back tail tank, see if he can't get him off his game up front. As you see, Hines goes up to the top side cushion. Victory sneaks to the inside, looks. They're trying to make him off. I know he can hear him in his back end, and he knows he's close as those guys now go single file. Meanwhile, Connor Ross out front just walking away. Tom Taylor up to fourth. McLaren in fifth. And it's a battle on our 6th and 7th place spots. You got Aldridge, Justin Sick. Those two are going slide job city back here. 3 wide almost. That's Aiden Young up top, tearing up the back end of Aldridge. Go on board with Aiden to see what he sees, and he just see this is an awesome battle. Great shot to show you how close he gets to that tank on the back end of Aldridge. He can almost get out there and just take the fuel out the back end of it. That's just how close these guys get. And unfortunately, Steve Moyer crashing in the back. No caution, still green. As you can see, Aiden Young is all over the back end of Aldridge. This is a battle for the 6th and 7th place spots. You got Sick behind him, Richardson, Templeton, and he's gone. Templeton off the track. Going to be able to get back right on the outside, and he gets back on the track. Awesome. Unfortunate, but the problem is he lost a lot of position. Went all the way back to 19th place spot. Meanwhile, you've got a huge battle going on around about 9th and 10th place spot. Terry Landis and Richardson. So Landis has been able to move up through the field a little bit, but he was back in 14th, and time is winding out for him as laps are just coming to a close. Landis just not going to be able to get up to the front. He is back here, kind of just tearing tires up. White flag one more time, just like that. Oh, Tom Taylor and Gary Taylor both crashing in the back. Connor Ross has just got a huge lead. He's out of 4. He's going to win it. Victory in second. John Hines going to come home in third. What a finish and what a race to the first one here in the 305s for the Brody Sims Never Give Up charity race tonight. Wow, that was a good one. I got to give my hats off to a lot of these drivers participating and what they were able to do here. So definitely good battles. See if we can't get a couple of these guys up here. Looking for Victory. And there's Connor. Get him up real quick. And there's victory, but third place man's already here. John Hine. John, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, I tell you, right there, Victory and McLaren, they were tearing up the back end of it. You had a good battle with Victory throughout the entire race. Was there anything, though, you could have done to even run down Connor?
No, that caution, would have had a shot at it, but after the lap car, came across the track on that back stretch there, it knocked the toe out on my wheel. Instead of it being straight up to go straight down the straightaway, it was even under caution, it was probably about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, the other way. So it just made for tricky. I'm fortunate actually to hold on to the top three, but that was the goal was to be in the top four to get to the redraw for Monday night. So all in all, I guess mission accomplished.
Oh, absolutely. And like what you just said, just unfortunate, wrong place, wrong time. It happens in racing, happens in dirt really quick. Not too much damage, just a little bit there, but you was able to hang on to third place. Good finish here tonight for you, and qualify yourself into the further on into the other races. But you got anybody you want to thank for an awesome run?
Yeah, first I'd like to thank my gambler teammates. They make everything so fun, and I'm sure they're down there again Wednesday night having a good time. It's usually, they always tell me it's more fun down there when I'm not there. So I want to thank them guys for just making the wholesome experience fun. And then also like to thank Brenna over at the cruise shop. Anybody that wants to go anywhere in the world, go see Brenna. She can help you out, help you plan an itinerary, tell you some good places to go. She's been to a lot of places, very knowledgeable. So just like I said, go to the cruise shop, fw.com, and talk to Brenna, and she'll set you up. Also like to thank Epsilon Sprint Wraps. They do the wrap on the car, and it looks good. You can go find Epsilon Sprint Wraps out on Facebook, give them a like, and if you're in the you're an iRacer, PM them. He'll set you up. Preston will set you up with a really nice wrap at a really good price. And then Cool Ray Heating and Plumbing, Andy and the crew over there, they do a lot for our league, and I want to thank them for just being a part of our league. And last but not least, I just like to give a shout out to Brody and Sim and his family. We hope you're watching tonight. We're thinking about you. Get well soon, and we look forward to you making a full recovery, and we're rooting for you. And again, anybody out there, go to c2crl.com, pick up a t-shirt, help the cause.
There you go, third place man, John Hine. Well, let's bring up the second place guy here, Nicholas Victory, who fought hard all race long. Nick, Joe out in the booth, got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are y'all doing tonight?
Pretty good. I tell you what, you was able to battle and get back up to second. It was a good run between you and John. Now, like I said, was there anything you could have done to run down Connor up front, though?
So I think if I had gotten free a little earlier, I think I might have could have done a little something, or if there had been another caution or something. I definitely feel for John. It seems like he's got a magnet on his car when it comes to lap cars, man. We dodged a lap car on one lap, and coming to the backstretch, he had to dodge another one, and it was a tough race tonight.
Well, I like what you said, tough race, but you guys were able to hang on, and it was a good battle between you two. And it just looked like Ross just was in another universe here. But nonetheless, you had a good, fast machine. Came home tonight here in second. Got anybody you want to thank for a good run?
Yes, sir. Spartan Racing, VMR Wraps, Miriam Machado Spa, my wife for letting me do this, and you guys for putting on a great show.
There you go. Second place man, Nicholas Victory. Well, this guy, Connor Ross, it really just nothing to say. Domination. Connor, Joe in the booth, got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy. You guys hear me?
I tell you what, Connor, when you got out front, you were long gone. What did you figure out on this track to be able to get that kind of lead?
I'm not too sure. I didn't want to attack the track because I knew how treacherous the top side was, so I kind of just set sail on the bottom, and I kept looking at my relative, and they weren't catching, so I realized that there was definitely something down there, and I wanted to go to the top side a few times just in case if I countered lap traffic or something stupid. I knew how that was going to be the top side.
Well, there you go. I mean, once you got out front, there was nobody, getting near you. And like you said, trying to stay off that top side, this place can jump out and bite you. But hey, nonetheless, you put it in victory lane here for the 305s tonight for the Brody Sims Never Give Up charity run. Got anybody you want to thank for this awesome win?
Yeah, I got to thank everyone at Gambler Motorsports, John Hine, Daniel Vaught, Craig Vaught, Steven Spees, Zach Chapman, and Eden Young. I got to thank my real-life sponsors and Semi Racing, Cool Rays Heating and Cooling, Pesky Penguin, Burger Barn, Petro Plus, Eastman Construction, Retail Design Group, you guys for putting the broadcast on, and the whole Roger Craig for putting on this deal with the Brody Sim Foundation and the charity race. Scary thing of what happened, especially as a racer myself. It can happen to anyone. It sucks that it did happen.
Absolutely. I tell you what a dominating finish here tonight, and run and win. That's our winner tonight in the 305s for the Brody Sims Never Give Up charity, Connor Ross. Well, folks, don't go anywhere. We got something coming up here. We're going to switch over to some servers. We got super late models, but in the meantime, we got Roger Craig and John Hine. They're going to have a little kind of mini pit stop podcast, so I'm going to turn it over to those two gentlemen here, and they're going to kind of get some insights and talk about what's going on in the league and what's going on with the charity. Gentlemen, the floor is y'all's.
Hey, John.
Yes, sir.
So that was a good race. I think there was only 2 cautions in that race. Like, we've only had 3 cautions so far in 3 races, which has been awesome.
Yeah, good. Just heads up driving out on the track is making this a really nice event here, and we're putting our best foot forward. It's nice to see.
Yeah, so it looks like you qualified, buddy. You're in both shows now, and the pressure's off. So I'm still struggling. I'll be in the LCQ tomorrow, and that'll be a struggle as well. But it's all good. We're here for a good time. We're here to support a great cause, and things are really, really going well.
Yeah, they really are. You told me that Preston has sold a few shirts, so it's nice that not only people are donating to the cause, but they're also buying the T-shirts. So kind of double dipping. I'm sure a lot of people are, and Roger, we got such a great community. I mean, I think we should brag about the community. We do this a few times a year, and so many guys all chip in, whether it be some of the team sponsors or they chip into the cause, or a lot of them actually do both. It's just a fantastic community, and I think everybody should take a bow here for this one.
Oh, I think so. We've got, like you said, that was the goal in the beginning, was to build not just a racing league, but a community of drivers. And we've seen that, where guys meet now at the real tracks and everything else. And our sponsors have just stepped right up. And let me take a moment right now just to thank, we've got so many people that stepped up to sponsor this event. And the Can-Am Racing Team, which I'm a part of, Gambler Motorsports, which is your team, Sim Seats, Maurer Farm Management, A&J Custom Creations. Andy Patton does such a phenomenal job on our trophies. Epsilon Sprint Wraps, Velocity Race Design, VMR Wraps, Warrior Wraps, PMD Wraps. All the wrap guys, they step up every time, and it's just been great. Alex Bergeron, Race Setup Shop. So we want to thank Alex for stepping up, and Empire Super Sprints. So I can't say enough about them as well. They've been super supportive to the league. But yeah, these guys, we couldn't do it without them, and it just the league just gets stronger and stronger. And I think after this event, we're going to be up, I think, totally, since we started the charity races, we'll be up close to $9,000, which is just a real credit to the guys in the league.
Yeah, and and the people watching tonight who may not be part of the league, you can be a part of this too. If you just go to our website, it's c2crl.com. Either a pop-up will come up, or you can just go right to the menu and the Never Give Up 22. You can donate, $1, $5, $20, $100, whatever. Every little bit helps. You can also buy one of the snazzy T-shirts. I got my T-shirt yesterday. I wore it last night, and with no cautions, I got pretty sweaty, so it's in the wash now. So couldn't wear it 2 nights in a row. But man, Preston really did a nice job on these T-shirts.
Well, I'm waiting. There's the Canadian contingent. We ordered a pile. They're all coming to my house, and I'm really looking forward to that delivery. That's for sure. But yeah, it's been awesome, and the cause is so great. The Steve King Foundation. There's just such a great group helping out, all these drivers in need, and they're that tweener, between the time insurance and everything else comes in, and right after an accident, like it's just like a lot of times people are out of town. And all that chaos that ensues, at least they take some of that financial strain off, because it's just terrible. And I know in the Sims case, they've run into that complication too, where Brody's accident at, I think, the ambulance and the first hospital they went to classified it as a car accident. Well, the car insurance ain't going to pay, and now so now they're in all this red tape, and you're waiting for all that stuff to sort out. And they just want to focus on Brody getting better, and that's all we want to focus on. Is just whatever we can do to let's get Brody better. Brody joined our league 3 days before the accident, so we're waiting for Brody to get in the league. That will be a big day for us when Brody can come out and race with us. That's just going to be incredible.
Yeah, I agree, and we hope that happens, sooner rather than later. And he's a fighter, from everything I've read. The kid's a fighter, so I've no reason not to think he can't do it. It sounds like if there's anybody that can do it, he can. But I'd also like to give you spoke of the Steve King Foundation. You can go to their website, stevekingfoundation.org. They do a lot of other stuff too. A cornhole tournament, I think, that I saw coming up. So if you go out to the website and see that they're doing an event around you, pop out there and say, hey, we saw you with C2C, and we came out here to support too. So, racing's a community. Whether you're doing it online or at the track, we're all just one big community, and it's really cool. And that's one of the best things about racing. Just that community feel, and we've really done well with that here. It still amazes me how many father, son, brother. I mean, I've lost track of how many families we got here in this league, but I think there's more than fingers I have. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and you know what? We need to issue a challenge right now, John. Brody Sim's dad, Ed. When Brody gets back on the track, I'm challenging Ed. Get his button gear, get in the rig, and we'll get them both in a father-son race, because Ed's just Absolutely. A class act, So it's good. And you were talking about his recovery. It's not if he'll recover, it's when. Like, Brody is Absolutely. A fighter, and Brody has overcome every obstacle he's faced, and it's just when he's making progress every day. So it's all good. I heard nothing but good signs, but it's a long road, and we just wish him well along that way.
Yeah, and we've got a race yet to run tonight here, Roger. We got late models. Last night, the late model race went flag to flag, caution free. How about it? You gonna make any bets we can do that again?
No, it's that jinx, like when Joe talks about me, it's gonna. So I don't want to jinx it. I think I jinxed the last race, because during the pace laps I told the guys, see if we could do what we did the last night. But it was still a great race. But you got to be a little more relaxed. Go into this pro late model. You've made the show, so you can sit back and relax. But it should be another good one. And this track always provides great and exciting racing, that's for sure.
It does, especially in these late models, because you can actually work the lanes, I think, a little bit better than the sprint cars, because that sprint car, you have that big wing just sticking you down, so you can really run that cushion up top with very little of braking of your momentum. In these cars, no matter if you're top or bottom, you've got to wool them down and get them back going. So these cars just put on a fantastic show here. So I think we're going to give another good one out, and I don't want to jinx anything. Hopefully we can do less than one caution like we did, flag to flag. So far tonight's going exactly the same way. Would we have one in the one before? That's what we did last night. 305s had one, and then the pro lates won all the way. So maybe history will repeat itself tonight.
I think we had two, because I know I was the cause of the first one when I kind of got sent over the bank, and that was kind of all she wrote. So it's but
I got that tunnel vision, so I lost track, I guess, after the first one.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, buddy. It happened so fast. But I can't imagine last night 30 laps of that pro late model with no pause, like you're waiting for a bit of a break, and it just never comes.
Yeah, and I was one of those guys, because I had some problems in the heat race, and so I had to come all the way through. I was really rooting for that caution too, and it's a mixed bag, because as the driver, it's, man, we just went 30 laps, but I needed that caution maybe to get another spot or two. But being part of the exec team and part of the league. It's like, yeah, that was great, caution free. You know, it looks good for the league.
Well,
so kind of that rub there right at the end is like, man, I don't know whether to be happy or sad here.
Hey, gentlemen, you do realize, though, there's a big difference between last night and tonight. I just noticed it's 75 laps for this one.
No, tonight's 30, Joe. 75 is Monday Night Championship.
Okay. Oh, that thing said 75.
Roger, it says
it's 75. Yeah, it's 75 laps tonight. That's what I was about to say.
Oh, somebody really screwed that up. Do they have enough fuel to do 75, John?
No.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at earlier. When y'all were talking about 30 laps, I was like, we're going double that, though.
Okay, so, John, I need to, you'll hear it here live. Do I put up another session, or do we just go for it?
Well, we won't make it. That
you won't make it, yeah.
So do we just but I mean, do we do 30 laps and then call it?
You can do 30 laps if you got a live admin or the winner or somebody can shout out, I hit lap 30, then we back it down at that point. I mean, we can do that, but you'll have to make sure that everybody stays on muted and behaves and stuff like that, and just have the leader call it when he gets to lap 30, or somebody's gonna have to call it lap 30. So I would volunteer, but number one, I'm in here, and number two,
no, I've got it.
That tunnel vision. You remember what I was talking about? We'll be lap 70.
I just thought I'd point that out because y'all were talking about 30 laps last night, and I was like, well, now y'all going double. Can y'all do the full caution free? And I'm going,
Okay, Joe, thanks for the heads up. I'm race control. I got to get downstairs and get the drivers' meeting going and explain to them, how this is going to end. So,
because you probably got some worried drivers down there going, we're going to run out of fuel.
Yeah, well, what would happen is the green would have to go out, and then we would all have to just go around at about 20 mile an hour to get the first 10 laps and to get to stretch the fuel.
Hey, John, just if I throw a caution right at lap 30, that might do it, eh? That would lock their positions.
That would lock their positions, absolutely.
Okay, good luck, boys. And you heard it here first.
It's going to be a wild one already. And the reason I said that, John, was
I'm glad you said
y'all
it.
Well, I didn't know if y'all realized, but I looked. Usually I don't even look beforehand, but I just happened to look and said, well, how many laps we got this time? And I noticed y'all were talking about last night, 30 laps, green flag. I'm going, they're awful stuck on that 30. Maybe I should say, but now we're going double. Can you do it without any cautions tonight? I didn't think nothing about it. I thought it was just normal, but
no, I've done a fuel run here for when we've done the 100 laps, and you can get 100 laps on 20 gallons. So you basically would break that into, basically 5 gallons per 25 laps. So, you need about 19, or not 19, you need about 14, maybe 15 gallons to make 70 laps. And you could stretch it. You'd have to almost run the bottom, and probably have to do a lot of fuel saving, and it would just make for a horrible show because, like I said, we would have to run at least the first half of the race, maybe half.
I don't think I've ever broadcasted a 70-some lap late model. I mean, obviously I've done a street stock. I've done it. I have. Okay, I know I've done a street stock.
Yeah, because the last time that we did one, we did it right here, and I won that race, but it was 100 laps right here.
Okay. Well, nonetheless, like I said, we got it figured out. I know Roger's going to be able to take care of it out there, so we're getting set here to he's going to wrap it on over to the qualifying session. I know you're going to get out there and try to rip you a good qualifying lap, but we like what Roger and John was talking about. Yeah, you heard it live. Sometimes it's just like in real racing. It's anything. You see me have trouble up here. Hey, we're on a virtual world, and nothing's ever perfect. So mishaps happen, but no, there won't be 75. It was exciting, Justin, the last race. It won't be 75 laps. The ticker will show in the feature 75, but what will happen Roger probably needs to throw the caution at lap 31. That way, if there's a pass on the last lap, it doesn't revert that guy back. So you might want to relay that to him, John, that he might want to wait till lap 31 or 32 to throw that caution instead of on lap 30, because if there's a pass on the last lap, guess what happens in racing? It reverts it back. So let's say you pass the leader on lap 29, and guess what? The caution comes out. It's going to revert you right back. Or on lap 30.
When we do the warm up, I'll hop down there to race control.
Yeah, so I was just thinking about that too. Now it wouldn't be no problem on an asphalt, folks. And there's some good insight, good information that y'all don't really get to hear a lot of. I mean, you do hear me and John talk about, that guy's got to get position back, but just some of the things that not only do I take care of in the broadcast side, and John's doing while he's driving, but some of the race admins too. We kind of forget about what their job is, and that's what they got to put up with, and whatnot. So some just good insight for you viewers out there on kind of what goes on behind the scenes a little bit to make some of these shows happen, and give you the exciting racing that goes on out there, and some of the confusion sometimes happen. I mean, even on my side and on the driver's side, but the major difference that we always talk about is cautions here don't count on laps. Now, that's going to be a good thing for him, because if cautions did count, then him trying to kill it at lap 30 would be a nightmare, but at least they don't count, so it's actually going to keep him counting up to lap 30. So that is a good thing. But the major difference, and John, we talk about this, on a NASCAR asphalt is when a guy makes a pass, and if a caution was to fly, usually that guy stays in that position that he passed. On dirt racing, though, let's say you pass the leader and the caution flies before you complete that lap, well, guess what? You got to go right back behind and give that guy position back. So that's what I'm saying. On that lap 30, if he was to throw that caution right as soon as it happened, well,
you want it to revert to the last lap there. So,
from
like
my
I said,
understanding, it would, but I would, to be safe, I would throw it at 31, 32.
Yep, that's what we'll do here. But qualifying's a wrap, and again, close times through the field.
Absolutely, putting in second place too with a quick time there, 75 to 72.
Yeah, I was kind of worried that was going to stand up. I didn't want to start fourth in heat one. I like heat two. The groove would be a little more widened out, so no complaints there. But this is a pretty good field here. I mean, you see Steven Spies in here. You see Brandon Templeton, Justin obviously up on the top here.
Everybody's going to make the feature too, folks.
Yep,
so there you go.
Yep. And Kyle Parker returns tonight here for this particular race. So, he's always tough in these cars. So I think here at the front of this field here, you're gonna see some guys. And cool thing is I know that Justin, I think, is in. So he doesn't need to qualify. I'm in.
Justin loves these cars too, by the way.
Yep, I know. Brandon, and Brandon's in. I'm looking down the list here. I think Kyle is in, Steven's in. Aiden and Brett Carlton, those two guys got something on the line here tonight. They're still trying to punch their ticket in. I'm looking down. I'm not really being able to recall who finished where. Vickery might be in. Dean Reynolds might be. Like I said, I just don't recall, and that's probably on me. Should probably looked at that right before we went live again. But so you're going to have different agendas here today. You're going to have guys that can risk being on top, because if they go over, they're already locked in, oh, well.
How do you feel? I know you like the big blocks, but do you prefer these late models more so than the sprints?
Yeah, and if I answer that, Roger is going to call me a traitor again.
But well, go ahead and answer that.
I do prefer these, but it goes back to, though, you got to realize I drove these in real life, so they're near and dear to my heart and stuff like that. But I've been enjoying the sprint car. The racing in the sprint car is a little more realistic because they're not as forgiving.
Right.
You can't touch each other or something's going to go over. These cars, there's a lot of guys that think, hey, I've got fenders, you can use them. And, that's really shouldn't be the case with these cars, because they're a lot more temperamental. So the racing, I think, is a little better on the sprint car, but I like sitting in my late model and going.
And one thing I've noticed on iRacing in general is we're getting set for Heat Race 1 here tonight. We've got Steven Spies out front, Aiden Young in second, Carlton in third, Sick in fourth, Chatzer in fifth, Reynolds sixth, Landis in seventh. We've got Terry Nicholas Victory in eighth, Aldridge in ninth, and Brad Wright in 10th. But one of the things I noticed in iRacing in general, the popularity on dirt really stems to the big block and these cars here, the super late models. The sprint cars, yes, they, like what you just mentioned, might be of a realistic style, But on iRacing alone, now it's flipped in real life. To me, I think the sprint cars on real life dirt are way more popular than what these cars are, because it's I don't know why,
Well,
but
it really actually depends on the part of the country you're in.
True.
You know, in your neck of the
I think
woods,
World of Outlaw has a lot to do with that too. You know.
Yeah, well, and they've got both the late models and the sprints. You know, my neck of the woods, which is UMP country, late models are king. You get out to the Ohio, Indiana sprint cars are the king. You know, so it really just depends on what part of the country you're in and what you see at your local track. You know, I mean, what you see at your local track is probably what you're going to be a fan of. Just like any sports team, you know, you got that home.
I'm mainstream. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh,
here we go. We got Gambler teammates on the front row here.
That.
So, I hope they play nice here together.
Hey, well, you know, everybody's trying to win. The green flag's about to fly. You got Spees out front, along with Young and Sick there. Already got a little bit of chaos happening in the back. That is Brett.
Wow.
Brett Carlton upside down off the track, along with Dean Reynolds. Unfortunate there on his end, but man, back up front, you got Young battling with Six trying on the inside. I like that paint job, by the way. Let's see if I can get a close-up view. The Justin Six paint job, that is a new one out there tonight.
Yep.
Red and black. Wow.
Yeah, I saw him talk about it on Facebook or whatever. I think all the VMR guys, a few of them anyway, got some new paint.
Young's off the track.
Oh, no.
Don't know. He got back on it though, but yeah. You're talking about Justin Sick. Nice. I mean, that paint job sticks out too.
Yes, it does.
He's up to second. Meanwhile, Spees out front. He's got a good motor up underneath that car. He got Schatzer sitting in third, and that final transfer spot. Now, true. We might say everybody's going to make the show, but this is the easy way of making the show. Being that top four, you got Landis hanging on the fourth place. Victory would love to get it. He's trying to topside. I don't know if Landis gives him that topside. He might be able to shoot through it. You see Landis close the door on him. Now Victory's going to, if he can't crisscross on the underneath side of it. These cars are a little bit more wigglier up top when they bounce off those walls than with those sprint cars.
Yeah, you got to be a lot more precise with these cars and a lot more throttle control. You don't have that wing sticking you to the track.
Absolutely. Still see this battle for fourth and fifth place spots. You got Victory all over the back end of Terry Landis for the moment. He's trying to work over him. That is for that final transfer. The meanwhile, Spees is just checking out up front, just like Ross did earlier. So whatever the Gambler guys have done, they've got the secret to tonight's track and this place with these cars looking good. White flag, checkered flag. It's going to be all Spees out of four. Going to put it in victory lane. Heat race one. Landis going to hang on to the fourth and final transfer with Shatner in third, Sick there in second. Good heat race.
Yeah, nice job there. You know, Steven and both Justin Sick look really fast. Those are two guys that this field's going to have to contend with a little bit later.
Well, I'll get to that comment in a second, Zach. Heat race number 2, Jeffrey Barker out front. Kyle Parker going to start in second. Brandon Templeton in third. John Hine, he's going to be in the fourth place spot for this one. Dan McLaren in fifth. Tom Taylor sixth. Connor Ross in seventh. Jeffrey Kemper in eighth. And Roger Craig in ninth. And just to go back here real quick before we go, Zach Chapman says, man, if I wasn't on my honeymoon. Well, I got a couple questions on that one. One, you should have took your rig with you, but maybe not. Then you wouldn't. That'd be the last honeymoon. But two, you're watching a race on your honeymoon. I got to give that commitment to you. But I got to also ask, does she know you're watching the race on the honeymoon? Please answer that one for me.
Why do I get this image of Zach saying, I'm going to take a shower, and he's in the bathroom with shower running, but watching on his phone?
Yeah. There we go. Yep, that's what I say. If not, the next thing we know, next time we talk to Zach, man, my head still hurts from that frying pan, Joe. Thanks a lot, you know.
Yeah, Zach.
Well, congratulations, nonetheless.
Yep, I was going to just say congratulations to the both of you guys.
I think I saw the post out there on Facebook about that and whatnot. So, but again, congratulations.
They're at a real pretty area, so
okay.
I'm sure they're having fun and whatnot, and
nice.
We look forward to having you back here. And maybe he'll, I don't know if you drive different after you're married or what.
Well,
we'll have to see.
More carefully, I guess, or something. I don't know.
Might cost you a tenth or something. I don't know.
I mean, either way, I hope many years, many happiness. Like I say, I've been married 21 years and enjoyed it. So both of us are marijuana's legal in Maine. What's that got to do with anything?
That's why they're watching it. Now I see them both on the bed eating Doritos and watching it on a.
Yeah, there you go. Oh my Lord! They're eating the leftover cake.
Now I'm laughing, and I got to focus here. I got to.
Oh yeah, you got John all messed up. He's got to drive. Oh, go.
I drive off turn one. I'm gonna drive up there and kick him in the butt.
Oh well, let me get it straight here because the pace truck's off. Oh, that was a good one, Zach. I gotta give you credit. Parker out front, Parker in second. Here we go, heat race 2. Well, you see John hanging on to that third place spot. He's up top. Templeton's there. They're 3 wide behind him. Parker's going to get a good jump. Been a while since we've seen him in one of these super late models. Oh, Hine gets a little bump in the back. Good save by him, though. Almost pushed him over the top. In the meantime, McLaren, though, on the inside of him. But McLaren's got company with Ross down there. Don't count out Ross, boy. He was dominated early on in those sprint cars. 1 to 305. Here comes Taylor up top. But your top 3 guys, top 4 guys for that matter, a little bit safe. Kyle Parker, though, wow, we've seen it all night long. Whoever gets out front just seems to be able to run away from it as the battle's heating up for second. We've talked about this many a times. Where's that fine line between being patient and being aggressive? You see the slide job from Templeton on Barker. Hines going to capitalize. He's going to put it down on the inside. He takes a slide job. Little bump in the back. Barker's there. McLaren. Barker's up on the wall. He loses the 4th place spot. McLaren hangs on to 4th. Gets that slide job move. Now your top 4 or 5 guys all single file. You got to go back to Tom Taylor in 6. He's going to look on the inside, but getting wild here. You see Connor Ross not making up any ground. This kind of is what we saw in the sprint cars earlier. Guys get back there, marred in the back of the pack, and just can't do anything. They can't get through the field. You see Ross right there trying to work over Tom Taylor. He's able to get around him, but just not been able to make, headway to the front. As Tom's going to say, well, I'm going to see if I can crisscross it. So that's a good battle. As the white flag's out, Kyle Parker out front leading this one. He has just got a huge 1.5 second lead over Templeton. Templeton in 3rd out of turn 4. Hines going to hang on to 3rd place here out of 4. It's all Kyle Parker winning heat race 2 with Templeton in 2nd, Hines in 3rd, and McLaren rounds out that final transfer spot. The good one brings us in heat race number 3. Nicholas Victory sitting out front. Jeffrey Barker there in 2nd, Aiden Young in 3rd, Connor Ross in 4th, Nathan Aldridge in 5th, Tom Taylor 6th, Dean Reynolds in 7th, Jeffrey Kemper in 8th, Brent Carlton in 9th. We've got Roger Craig up to 10th. But actually, Roger won't be out there, though. He is race control. Brad Wright in 11th is starting in this one. That is right. Roger is race control, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He might be in it and doing double duty. He did in the 305s.
All right. Well, I'm wondering if he is now, since he knows he's got to throw that caution.
Maybe he can do it from the seat, as long as you're paying attention. So. Guess we'll find out here in a second when they come out.
Well, yeah, and okay, I'll be nice. Roger, sometimes off the side of the track.
Yeah, we don't need to jinx him, so we probably shouldn't talk about him at all.
We shouldn't talk about him all, yeah, because every time I talk about him, he wrecks, and I get excited because he starts getting to the front, and then as soon as I say it, boom. It's like, come on, man. Help me out a little bit.
And it doesn't look like Roger practiced or qualified, actually. He's got little things to his name, so he might be just doing that all by itself.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so it looks like him and Brad probably going to do the race control style deal there. Is unfortunate because, like I say, man, I like giving Roger a hard time on the track. He gets through there and get all excited about him coming up through the field. The next thing you know, off the track. So it's like, I gotta ask though, Zach, are y'all sitting back eating some Cheetos or hot dogs or what? Gotta ask, dude. Are you on the beach watching the race? Now that would be cool. Cause I know you're near a beach. I think you're near a beach. I think I remember seeing a photo of it.
Yeah.
I love the beach. Got dirt on it. We're on dirt tonight, so Brody Sims, never give up. Check out c2crl.com for all the information of charity here as we go set. It's the consolation race. Wow, I was about to say another heat race, but no, this is already consolation here tonight. Wow, that came quick.
Yeah, everybody will make it, so they're just racing for a spot for the feature. And like I said, different agendas once we get to the feature. There's some guys here tonight that have made it, punched their ticket. They're just trying to better their starting position on Monday, and you have some guys still trying to get into the show. So, you know, look for some different strategies that I say, and how aggressive and how much you attack and that kind of stuff.
But you got a good battle going on back around about the 4th, 5th, and 6th place spots. You got Aldrich, Kemper, Young, and I just got to give a shout out on Aldrich. He ran a Jack Daniels car to a Dr. Pepper car now, so that is just going from one end of the spectrum to the other. But back in 8th place, got his hands full with Carlton, Young, Reynolds. Meanwhile, Nicholas Vickery. I'm starting to see a pattern here, John. Whoever's out front, they are just able to walk away from the field.
Yeah, and you have an advantage because, number one, the dust is just now starting to get bad, but you get to see the track first. If you're behind somebody as you enter the corner, sometimes that obstructs your view on where you should be turning in and makes it a little more difficult to hit your marks. Or if they get loose, you know, that can happen too. I forget what race it was in. I was right on somebody's tail tank, and they kind of just, I think it was McLaren in the heat, in the 305s, just barely got loose. But when you're right there, I tapped them. You know, so that it's really difficult to be behind somebody as you enter the corners here.
Barker's hanging on the 3rd right here with a slide. He's got actually looks like Tom Taylor right along with him. It's actually Barker and Taylor. Those two are going at it for the 3rd and 4th place spot. On the high sides, Taylor, Barker down. Gotta ask you a unique question. We talk about this on the NASCAR side of things a lot. Aero push.
Yes.
Is that a thing in dirt? I mean, can y'all feel that? Because that might be some. I know we've never really brought that up because it's such a short flag as a white flag comes out. But this right here is a perfect example
in real
of what
life,
it looks like.
Yeah, in real life, yes. If you're somewhere like an Eldora and you're on somebody, that your nose will walk. Even when I was at Knoxville the week before at the 360 Nationals, you could see those cars. When somebody got on behind somebody, they didn't turn. Okay. So iRacing has not perfected that on the dirt yet.
Well, the reason I bring that up is because this right here, it was a perfect example of what that looks like. The guy out front's got clean air and he's able to walk away. The guys back struggle a little bit. But folks, there you go. We're in a warm up. Let's get a word from some of our sponsors. We'll be right back after this.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Cool-Ray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
G-Force TV delivers the excitement of short track racing to places it has never seen before. With dynamic production elements and state-of-the-art technology, G-Force TV proves what the racing community already knew. Race fans are plentiful and they are hungry for excitement. Last year, G-Force TV streamed over 250,000 hours of intense racing action for fans all around the world. Nearly 750,000 fans viewed our streams and on-demand videos. By the end of the racing season, our subscriptions rose more than 400%. What does all this mean for you and your business? Motorsports marketing in Canada has never produced such amazing and measurable results. Cashing in on the benefit of motorsports marketing is easier than it's ever been. Work with a team, work with a speedway, work with a series, or join the excitement directly with us at G-Force TV. We are excited to see you all back at the races. But until then, see it all on G-Force TV. Subscribe today for free at gforcetv.net.
All right, folks, feature time. Now, again, I know the ticker's going to say 75, but we're going to stop it at 30. What happen is he's going to throw a caution around about lap, 31, 32 in that area. And that's going to be the end of it. So we're going to try to keep up with it. Going to make sure let me know when it's getting kind of close or whatnot. Steven Spees out front and Kyle Parker going to be in second. Got Justin Sick in third. Brandon Templeton there in fourth. Chats are in fifth. And it's going to be starting at sixth. Landis in seventh. McLaren in eighth. Victory in ninth. And around the top 10, Tom Taylor. We're getting set to go green flag racing. I hear Zach had lobster and steak for dinner. Wow. And out on the deck. Nothing wrong with that. A little sunshine and fresh air. Watch good racing tonight for the Brody Sims. Never give up. Charity event. Folks, go to c2crl.com for all the info. And you can make a donation, or if you want to purchase one of the shirts, all the proceeds go to that. So we're getting set. Feature time tonight. Super late models. Green flag flies. We're racing Kyle Parker out front. Steven Spees there along the bottom, though. He's not going to give up as he wants that outside grooves. Up top, Spees takes the lead. Sixth sitting in third. We got a huge battle here with three wide. Oh, in the middle, Hine, not what he wanted, but he was able to get away from there and get up to third. Justin Sick now, though, but here comes Sick to the outside. See, excuse me, Justin on the inside. Here comes Hine to the high side. Rolling that cushion. Let's see if Justin's got anything for him. Who's that in the middle? Schatzer says, I'm going to try to place this thing here. An aggressive move down in between them. Now he's down low, battling it out for third place. For the moment, he's got it. Hine up top. Six down low. Schatzer takes over third. Hine still in fourth. Justin Sick down low. You got Templeton right behind him watching this battle. And Connor Ross around in the back. Let's go back and watch. Unfortunate. Connor Ross had a dominating car in the 305s earlier, but caught back here in traffic. And he got a little contact, and the next thing you know, nowhere to go. And it looks like Jeffrey Kemper is the man that's going to get the worst end of that. He's upside down in the back. So caution out. John, you having a battle up there. how's the track feeling for the first couple laps?
Well, trying to figure out where the best to go is. I didn't have enough time to do it, and got Coast2Coast Racing guys. Like one guy up here anyway is being a little aggressive, so it sets the tone. So it's on. So see how the rest of this goes.
I gotta ask now. You saw a lot of guys come in real quick. They saw 75 laps, but then all of a sudden it changes and said, "No, we're only going to run 30 of those." You mentioned there a little bit of aggressiveness and urgency. Maybe that has changed. How's the psyche change as a driver?
None. 30 laps, 50 laps, 25 laps. Your goal is to be as far up as what you can get past the guy in front of you. So it doesn't change. I mean, I suppose if the guy's probably a little further back.
I'm talking about as far as like, you don't think it would change maybe like how they would race early on?
Yeah, not up here because we're all right up here. We're all within shot of winning this thing. Now the guys in the back, you got to go. You don't have a lot of time to get up there. So just depending on where you're at in the field is probably where your psyche would be right now.
I'll tell you what, lights off on the pace truck. Here we go. Hines going to be in fifth, but Spees is the man out front so far. Going to lead him out of turn 4 here.
Green flag.
And Steven Spees gets that good jump with Kyle Parker. Chatser. And Hines says, I'm going to try to see if I can't throw it in. You saw up there, wow, Parker lost a little bit of on the cushion on the top. And Schatzer's the man now making hay, and he got a little loose out of there, and that actually kind of closed the gap up on Hine and Parker. And Parker now is back here battling with Schatzer. They're beating and banging on each other. Oh, they're putting some like they're trading paint. Oh, and Justin Six up on the wall. Trying to click on him. Oh, he is out of the race. He's in pit low. But Dan McLaren crashing in the back. So that was kind of weird what happened to, let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay here, but kind of weird what happened to Justin Sick. He kind of hit the wall, got all kinds out of shape, and then he blinked out. And then McLaren just went off the track and then hit that wall out of turn 4. Brought the caution out. Hit those kind of cushion style walls. But all right, John, you got the second. You got anything for Spees?
I don't know yet. Got to be patient here because, again, the top 4, you get to the redraw for you. So I could finish right where I'm at and still maybe get the pole on Monday. So the risk reward here, just kind of click off some laps. I think anybody here in the top 4, 4th has probably got a little sense of urgency because you've probably got somebody beating down your back door. But being in the top 3, you're into the redraw. So I won't take too many chances here. The goal will be just to stick with Steven. If I have an opportunity to win this, I'll take it. But I mean, that's kind of what everybody should be. And it goes back to that sense of urgency you were talking about, psyche. If you're sitting 7th, 8th, 9th, let's just say you're already in, then you can still go for it. But if you're not, you're locked in if you finish in the top 8, or if you're one of the top 8 finishers that haven't. So, all kinds of crazy things going on here tonight, Joe. So, and the funny thing is that's going to dictate how the person you're racing with races too. Because if you're on your way out and you're trying to get in, that person's going to probably be really aggressive trying to get his way through. So, like I said, just a lot of different agendas, and it makes for an interesting night from the seat.
Absolutely. Well, getting set to go back green. Right now, it's going to be Spees, Hine out front. Pace truck dives off, and Kemper, hey, don't worry about it. I'll tell you what happens to the best of us. And Justin out there said he was just battling from a bad push, so he decided to call it a night. He's in the big show anyways. Don't want to ruin it for anybody else, so good sportsmanship on his ends. The green flag flies. Well, Kyle Parker's back up to the front side here along with Nicholas Victory. Those top 3 almost single file, but Victory's got other plans as he's up high trying to battle on Parker. Behind him, Schatzer and Templeton. And behind them, they're poking each other in the back. You got Tom Taylor, Jeffrey Barker. It's 2x2 in the back with Terry Landis, Connor Ross up to 10, 3 wide. Oh, who's the 36 back there? Is that Ross? Yeah, Ross. Went up there and got a little door slam on the inside. Almost got that thing, crooked and sideways. But in front of him, he sees a huge battle 3 wide. Tom Taylor along with Barker and Landis. Landis gets the best of that deal as he hooks it up into the 7th place spot. Schatzer hangs on the 6th. Meanwhile, in front of him, you got Templeton and Vickery battling as the top 2, Spees and Hine, are trying to check out with Parker sitting in 3rd. You got Templeton down low. Vickery's up high, running that top side cushion. Got no choice but to run up around that high side as laps are winding down quickly here. On a good long green flag run. We're halfway home now as Templeton's hanging on. Let's go back to about the 9th place spot. You've got Barker, Ross, Tom Taylor, and Brett Carlton has moved up into the 10th place spot. Aiden Young a little bit off, and Aldridge, well, I said last time he had the Jack Daniels car. Now he's got the Dr. Pepper car. Well, it almost looks like he's driving like he drunk some Jack Daniels from his last car because he was all over the track. Oh, what in the world? He got it straight, though. Unfortunately, back in 15th spot, not been able to get through the field right now as Reynolds and company's hanging on the 13th and 12th. You got Tom Taylor in that 10th place spot, but he's got Aiden Young breathing down his back end. Let's go back up front, see what Spees is doing, trying to check out. We've seen this pattern all night. Whoever gets that lead is able to walk away. Hine right behind him in 2nd. He's got no worries, but Kyle Parker does. He's got Vickery all over his back end. Vickery wants that 3rd place. He is on the inside trying to put a slide job to him. He does. Beautiful move. But is he going to be able to crisscross him back over? Parker is. He said it looked good, but mine's going to look a little bit smoother, and it does. Kyle Parker takes it back up to 3rd. Templeton, though, is coming into the picture. He's down low. And he is on the back end of Parker as Nicholas Vickery will not give up that top side because he's not scared tonight. He says, I'll just run that thing until I just can't run anymore. Yeah, but it's a fast way around. You see him get that chute off the turn over Templeton. Templeton's still down low. That's bringing Shatner into the picture. He's a little bit off right now. This is a huge race. This is Parker, Vickery, Templeton. That is for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Parker's out front, but if he looks in his rearview mirror, he's going to see down low he's got Templeton. He's got Vickery up high. Templeton's able to clear Vickery. The problem is they're so close, he can't scoot up the track. So it's making him stay side by side with Vickery. Now you see Vickery take that spot. Now Vickery says, you know, I'm going to come from the high side. I'm going to go down low and see if I can't get anything done. As Speed's still leading it. Hines out there. Those good guys are just on for a cruise show right now for the 1 and 2 spot. It's a huge battle beating up back here behind them with Parker, Vickery, and Templeton. Hope y'all enjoying it so far. It's a good race. I don't know who's going to actually end up in what spot. Now Vickery has went from the high side down low. It's not paid him dividends as he almost got into Parker. He had to whoa up just for a second. And Templeton, had to whoa up or it had just pushed him right off the track. Now Templeton's going to drive down on the inside with some synchronized sliding. And you see Vickery back up on that top side cushion as that dust is just hot and heavy all over the track. Hard to see. Let's see what lap we're on right now. Lap 25. So we're going to have about 5 to go before that caution flies in its end. And I think the battle's going to stay heated right here for the 4th and 5th place spot. Templeton, Vickery, good runs. Let's go back behind them, though. You got Shatner in 6th. Landis up to 7th. Carlton in 8th. Aiden Young in 9th. Tom Taylor holding down the 10th place spot. So the field's kind of spread out a little bit, except for this 4th and 5th. Now, Vickery's been able to get away from Templeton. I want to see, actually, the whole field now is kind of getting a little bit strung out. As you see, Spees, but Hine is closing in. Here we go. He's thinking about maybe trying to get the win here. He's closed that gap with the laps winding down. It's lap 28, so technically going to be 2 to go. They get to that lap 29. This would actually be the white flag, I would think. Actually, no, the next lap would be the white flag. My bad. The next lap's going to be your white flag lap, and no, he threw the caution early. So we're going to end it right there. Do the caution a lap. Right on 30. And that's actually going to, and I guess it's because, well, nobody actually was passing anybody with the top 3. Pretty much we're safe. That's going to put Steven Spees winning it. John Hine in second. Nicholas Vickery comes home in third. What a race for the late models here tonight. I enjoyed it. That was an awesome run from you guys there. A little bit of caution early, but then all of a sudden, boom. We had some awesome green flag runs.
So nobody wrecked?
Nobody wrecked in the back.
Okay, because Roger's talking to him. Unfortunately, I can't hear, so I we at lap 29. So I didn't know if there was something that happened on the track, or if we're going to do a green-white checker now, which is what I'm really hoping doesn't happen, because we just had a huge lead. And
let me see it.
Man,
let me go back. Well, wait a minute. Connor Ross might have.
Okay.
It might have triggered the caution.
Man, that's gonna create all heck for us up here front, man. This is gonna be a bottom up at the end.
My bad, folks. I thought, let's go back here on the replay and watch. I just saw the caution flag fly. I thought maybe Roger did, but yeah, Connor went off turn 4 into those little pushy ones, and unfortunately, yeah, that would have triggered the caution. Now, yeah, even though that wouldn't have been a white flag, so yeah, you're gonna have a. Okay, folks, I got the reason I'm kind of confused a little bit is because obviously we're not on the normal laps. So, yes, we're gonna have a wild one, green white checker. Really, it's gonna be a green white, one lap around for the win. So he should throw the caution after this lap. We'll see what happens. Wild one here already. Well, they didn't go.
No, he threw it again. As we're going, I almost ran Steven off. In fact, I got into the back of him there. So, never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment. It technically should just be like, if they go green, you go all the way around the track one time, because we never took the white flag. So it technically would be a green-white checkered, where you would actually be 2 laps is what you're going to get. That's really what it should be. So when it clicks lap 31 is when it's over. That's when the caution should fly. Oh, we're going to line them up.
Yeah, it's a shame that happened too. I got a really good launch, both Steven and I did.
So now on this one,
this is the stuff though that can affect your psyche, because that stopping and starting, and frustration can set in a little bit, and you just got to focus here. So this actually, more than changing the laps, screws with you a little more.
And this is odd too, because now you're okay. Now it did revert back to lap 29, and that's the one thing in dirt racing that we'll do. Is we can say sometimes it won't. So let me break it down to you how this should transpire here, and then hopefully this is how it works. When they go green, folks, well, if that ticker stays at lap 30, what's going to happen as soon as they go green, that is instantly the white flag. So once they come around and cross the line, boom, but it should stay lap 29. And with that, when they take the green, they make one complete lap, they get the white flag, then the next one, when they come back around, it's over with. So, which would click 31, and that's what's good should happen. Actually, not what happened. So it's actually the first way I did, because dirt racing sometimes a little bit different than what your NASCAR is. So we'll have to see how Roger's going to do this. If nonetheless, technically speaking, coming out, this would be the end of it right there. But he might let them go one more lap around the track before he does it. So this is the white flag one more time. John Hines got it. Is he going to be able to get it out of turn 4? Vickery's going to try, not going to be able to. And Hines able to get around him. Wow, wait a minute. Yeah. John Hines actually made that pass. The problem is it's going to kick you back a lap. And here's the thing. So truly, I'm going to leave that in.
Yeah,
I'm going to leave that in the admin's discretion, but here's what I would think normally would happen, because that race should have been over as soon as they crossed the lap. As soon as they took lap 31, it was over. Period. That was the checkered. So that caution right there that he just flew, technically John Hine won this race.
Well, let's not get ahead here.
Wait a minute. Let me finish what I'm saying. Technically, if we go off of how we, and again, this is all subjective from my point of view, folks, because when we took the green at lap 29 and they crossed that line at lap 30, that was the white flag. As soon as they came all the way back around and crossed that, and John passed Spees to take lap 31, that was the checkered. In any other scenario on the white flag, a caution wouldn't have came out no matter what. The only reason a caution came out this time is there. So
actually, I've got the replay, and I've got it. I'm going frame by frame. Oh, I just screwed it up. I hit the wrong button. It actually looked like Steven. It looked like Steven actually got me at the line.
I'm gonna go back and play it for folks here too. Go back and play it one more time. Let me find what the caution was thrown. Hang on a minute. We're gonna go back and watch it one more time.
Oh, Roger.
This is race control. The guys knew there was 2 laps to go. It was explained to them it would end on lap 32. And they were told 1 to go, and then we threw the yellow flag.
Okay. So Steven 1, me 2, and I gotta assume Nick 3. Hello.
We will go back and review it, and results won't be right away. We'll make sure we got it. But all the drivers knew that it was going to be lap 32.
Well, I'm going to say Hine passed him. And we just went back and watched it. It was close. Either way, I'm going to let admins and race control deal with that one, and we'll just let it go with that, and we'll interview them as it stands right now. Let's say that, folks, for lack of it, but unofficial results. Let's say that's how they do it in the racing world a lot of times. Unofficial results. Steven Spees puts it in victory lane. Kyle Parker in second, I believe it was. Or actually, John was in second, and Kyle was in third, I believe.
I think Nick was in third.
Nick was in third. My bad. Yep.
So we can bring Nick up.
Let me click on Nick. Yeah, well, never mind.
Nick's down there in the waiting room.
Okay, well, let's bring up Nick. And like I said, again, folks, this kind of, I'm going to go out, because on the broadcast side of things, we just say it this way, unofficial results, because it was a wild one nonetheless. And we'll let admins do it. We've already kind of, saw how the scenario probably on our end should have played out, but we'll let you take y'all's own view on it. But let's bring up third place man, Nicholas Vickery, get a word with him. Nick, Joe at the booth, got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are y'all doing?
Well, we're going to go with the unofficial results and say that you came in third, okay? And we'll just let the race control kind of figure it out later on if it changes. But, hey, what a race. What a outstanding way to go here tonight for this charity and the super late models. How was that car out there throughout the race?
Well, I didn't exactly have the best qualifying time. I didn't actually put in any practice during the practice session because I was painting the car. So, I qualified not the best. Started, I think, my heat race in 7th. So I had to run through the Conzi and started 9th in the feature. And, me and Kyle had a good battle going there for quite a while. And then, that last little green white checker we had, I'm glad that Spees and Hine went to the bottom. I just couldn't get the car wound up fast enough to be able to get around them. But it was definitely a good finish. I'm looking at the relative timing right now, and it was 3/100ths of a second according to iRacing. So it's definitely tight between him and Speeds at the line. I felt like I was pushing John coming off turn 4.
Well, you could have pushed harder. No doubt.
Hey, wild one.
And Nick, I don't mean to jump in here, Joe, but Nick, a good job here tonight. And Joe, we're going to have Nick in the booth with us tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, we'll have to, it's too bad we couldn't have him in the booth tonight with all this going on. I've been,
a wild one.
Yeah.
Well, you got anybody to thank, though, for the finish tonight? I mean, it was a good run for you nonetheless.
Yeah, I definitely Spartan again. I think there was 4 of us started the feature tonight. We finished 1, 3, and 4 last night. So we've definitely had a good showing in the pro late models. VMR wraps as well. If anybody out there needs a wrap, come check us out on Facebook. VMR E-Wraps. Miriam Machado Spa. You guys for doing this, and G-Force for putting all this together.
There you go. As like I said, right now, third place man here as it stands. Nicholas Victory bringing it home in the super late models. Well, second place man, but then again, it could change. We don't know. From my point of view and from the replay we just saw, you passed him at the line. But let's see how that plays out. Nonetheless, second place man here tonight, unofficially, John Hine. How was your car and how was your race? Because it looked treacherous getting up there a couple times.
Yeah, it did. And, no matter, I still think maybe Steven was a little bit further ahead of me on the track there when we came across. But you know what? Nonetheless, it was a close finish. And the track, this is one of the few times I've ran the bottom at the track. Usually I'm up there on that cushion and just stay down there. The car felt really good. I was getting a really good launch off. In fact, Steven was actually holding me up. I could have gotten around him, and I didn't really pressure him until I kind of, I pull up the relative from time to time to see where the guys were, behind me. And once I felt like he was starting to push me back towards those guys by holding me up, that's when I started putting a little pressure. And, and watching the lap ticker, down, I thought, okay, 2 laps. Let me see if I can maybe get a run somewhere. So I was testing some lines where I could maybe get that run and get my nose out there. And just a crazy ending, man, but just a lot of fun. Just a heck of a lot of fun there racing. It's nice to race your buddies, even though Steven's the one guy I hate losing to. We might have to go make a private server here just so I can wreck him and feel better.
No doubt. Well, and like you said, I mean, just to come out here, good calls tonight here for the Brody Sims. Never give up charity. You came out, you definitely had a good finish, had a fast machine all night long. You got anybody you want to thank for some good finishes?
Yeah, I would like to thank first my teammates, Gambler, Steven, and Aiden, and Connor, who were all here tonight. Just a lot of fun with these guys. It's nice to have a good group of guys to kind of hang out with. And then I'd like to thank Brenna over at the cruise shop. We can move about now after a long period of time not being able to do that. Brenna can send you anywhere in the world you want to go. She's been to all over the world herself. So, she's really good if you want to go somewhere to ask questions about maybe some things to do and what not to do in some places. And I can tell you, she hasn't been to them. She can find out information about you. And all that stuff is no extra charge when you use your travel agent. So go out to the cruiseshopfw.com. Also like to thank Preston over at Epsilon Sprint Wraps. If you go out to Facebook, find Epsilon, give them a like, and hit him up and see if you need a wrap, and he'll set you up. Also like to thank Andy over at Cool Ray Heating and Plumbing. It's not on my car yet, but it will be. Want to give him a big shout out. He's done a lot for this league and whatnot. Just a great partner for the league and a great guy. He hangs out in our gambler team chat all the time, and he's kind of like another member of the team, to be honest with you. So I just want to give all those guys a shout out. And if the carrier guys are watching, because Andy says they watch from time to time, I want to give those guys a shout out too. So all in all, good night.
No doubt about it. And like you just said, a good night, good run, and good finish for you just to come here in these super late models. And what a finish for you. But hey, we'll bring it up. Take a place man, or first place man here, Steven Speed. Steven, go ahead, the booth, got a copy.
I got you, Joe.
Well, what a wild one. And it just crazy to see here. Actually kind of watching the replay back and just different angles. And
I'm out front. Come on, Joe. We all know it.
It looks like from different angles you might have been out front there on that one. Like I said, I'm going to keep it as unofficial, and we'll let race control do it. But I got you up here as the winner anyways tonight. I mean, what a dominating run. When you got out front, how comfortable was you? And was you worried about, man, John coming up on you and trying to take that spot away?
I was worried he was a little faster than me, but, as long as I could keep it in a straight line, I thought it was going to be really hard to pass on that track. So was hopeful, and, we're not racing for points or anything in this deal tonight, so I figured he wasn't going to nudge me out of the way or anything crazy like that. So, I just happy, feel much better tonight than I did about my run last night. So real happy with the win.
There you go. And like you said, just coming to the line, it was a drag race between y'all two, and an awesome finish between it. Awesome run here tonight with the super late models. You got a dominating car. Did you feel like it was better to be out front than maybe trying to come through the field?
Oh, it's always better to be out front. I got lucky and started on the front row. Pole position of the first heat, which obviously set me up instead of getting caught in the invert where you're starting in the second row and having to race. So it was all about starting position tonight. I think there's so many fast late model drivers in this group that if you don't start right in the front, I mean, it's hard to win one of these.
Absolutely. Well, you definitely won it here tonight. Good run for the super late models. You got anybody you want to thank for the win?
Yeah, really, I just want to, thank the league for putting on these charity events, every once in a while, however we do it. I just think that's a really cool thing. We don't generally have to contribute to be in the league, and we get a lot of racing, and there's a lot of people that put time and effort into it. So, I'm more than happy to chip in for a good cause whenever we get the chance.
Got to ask one more thing, just because he's up here with me. How does it feel to beat the boss man?
Oh, it's always great. If I can't beat anybody else, I got to beat John. I mean,
got to say it because he's always talking about beating up on speeds. So obviously, we already know who's the fastest.
Yeah, not tonight. I did my best to make it look good there at the end.
Something we don't talk about it.
But for the record, you were holding me up, but yeah, it's all right.
Lord.
We were both in for the redraw, and Gambler won too. We will take that to the bank.
And that is an important part. That's that right there.
I'm holding him up. I'm just, I try to take care of the equipment. Our car owner at Gambler gets kind of touchy about things, so I just didn't want to run it too hard.
Cost of it.
I'll tell you this, for the folks watching, you know what? If the same scenario raises its head Monday night where he's 1, I'm 2, tune in.
And I like that because obviously, folks, if you don't know, John's part of Gambler. I associate him as the main guy. Spees is part of Gambler, and I'm going to tell you, it's just it's always good to see. The most important thing is what John said. 1-2 Gambler Motorsports coming home, and definitely a good run. Again, congratulations on our Spees on the finish.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
There we go. Stephen Spees bringing it home here. Now, what a race tonight. I don't know any other way to put it other than, wow, that it was exciting.
Yeah, exciting racing, good racing, not a lot of caution. So guys were able to race and have fun, and all for a good cause. I mean, yes. I'd be remiss not to mention Brody Sim and his family one more time here. Again, if you're watching, you're not part of the league, but you'd like to be part of this whole thing here, helping Brody out. Just go to c2crl.com, and the pop-up will come up, or you can go to the main menu and it'll say Never Give Up 22. You click on that. You can either donate, or you can buy a t-shirt, or you can do both. I did both, so doubled up there a little bit. But, every bit counts. This young man, like I said, he is going to recover. He's just too much of a fighter, I think, not to. But every little bit will help him get there. So you can be part of his journey and part of the road to recovery there for him, and help him out. We look forward to having him on track with us here one day, hopefully soon.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. It was a good night here. Tune in tomorrow night, same time, 8 o'clock. We got some good. We got the third night the Never Give Up Brody Sims charity race. So you still got time to get out there and get the donations, get your shirt. And even if you're out there watching, maybe get into the race. I'm not sure. Might just contact c2crl.com. And
yes, if you are an iRacer and you do want to get in for the LCQ, you can donate your 15, or you can do 20 to run both series. You can get in there and run those LCQs tomorrow night and come out and run for the championship and a trophy on Monday.
Well, I'll tell you what, for myself and everybody here at the Coast to Coast Racing League, everyone have a good night.